Well, it may have been a while since you checked your security settings on your Facebook account, but taking steps now can pay off later. Joining us this morning is online security expert David Papp with some tips on how to protect yourself. I tell you what, David, well, the reason why I just feel a little frustrated at times, I'm sure many of our viewers do. I've been on Facebook since, I don't know, about 2007, and I still find it difficult, especially when it comes to security settings.
Absolutely.
You never know where to find the right one and what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. Enlighten us.
Well, the problem is that Facebook's view on things is really that everything should be public. And yet a lot of us still would like to keep some information confidential, obviously, right? And the funniest is, it's always identity theft. How could it possibly happen? Well, we volunteer all of that information on Facebook. We give it away. Our birthdays, our mother's maiden name, the name of our children, it's all there. And those are typical security questions you get when you go online banking and stuff, right? So the big thing that we have to be concerned about is what kind of information are your friends seeing? But not just that, Mike, it's friends of friends. And for some people, Facebook is a popularity contest. So they're trying to get as many connections as they can, right? As many friends as they can.
So they don't really scrutinize their friends as closely as they should?
Not at all.
And how should they scrutinize these people?
Well, the problem with that is that your information is becoming visible to them. There's an interesting setting in Facebook privacy and security settings. If you go in there, and it's called apps, like the information that apps get access to. It's not just your information, it's the apps that others use. That's actually the term, apps that others use. And so therefore, I could be giving away, Mike, your birthday and your personal information on my apps that I go and use on Facebook.
So what should we be doing as a first step to alleviate some of these potential problems?
My recommendation is to just go through step by step and comb through your privacy and security settings. I know it sounds tedious and it sounds boring, but enlighten yourself. Get an understanding of what kind of information is available, like what kind of stuff can you do, what kind of information is visible. And by default, a lot of those settings are very permissive. I find that every now and then I need to review it at least, say, once or twice a year because they've gone out and they've changed that information on me. Because you know how they update their acceptable use policy and stuff like that time to time? Well, they also change what some of the settings are.
What prevents a person from actually stealing your site, though? I mean, you've got all your pictures, so they can easily take your picture, make it their profile, use your name. I mean, there's so many ways to do stuff like that.
There's not much other than minimizing how much information you share confidentially on there, controlling who gets to see that stuff, and who gets to tag you in posts. You know, you got to love a lot of people, they wonder, how come I didn't get that job? I was a shoo-in for that job, Mike. And yet it's because what's happening now is a lot of HR departments and people who are hiring are using social media as another thing to go and comb through and decide, are you the right kind of person? Will you fit in with our corporate culture? And you don't even get a call back. In fact, they're even doing that actively on current employees because they're realizing, we just don't agree with the way that person acts on Facebook and what kind of person they are.
And then another side of the coin altogether is the advertising component here. I mean, it freaks people out that suddenly they're getting these ads that are tailor-made to their beliefs and their activities.
Well, we volunteer that information, and therefore Facebook is going to use it to their advantage. As an advertiser, advertising on Facebook is gold because you can target the demographics of, I'm going to target somebody between 18 and 25 who lives within 10-kilometer radius of Edmonton who's interested in dogs and barbecuing and whatever, and you can target that person. But you can control that, Mike. You can go into your settings and control what keywords are available that people can target ads to you or block it.
Is there a tutorial for all this that we could find somewhere?
There's so much information. It's just huge amount of information out there, right? Yeah. I mean, you just have to do baby steps. My recommendation is ask somebody that you know in case you're not aware yourself. Get some help.
All right. Thanks, David. And you helped us today.
Yep.
If you need some information regarding the issues that we have discussed today, Dave has a blog. It's davidpapp.com. You can also catch him on Twitter. His handle is @DavidPapp. Stay with us. We're back after the break.